Welcome back from the break, Rams. Getting ready in the morning can be time-consuming, and with classes and work to get to, we may not have time to cook meals throughout the day. Lucky for you, I have the solution. What's up, Rams? Welcome back to Cost Cookers, my segment where I show you guys how to make delicious meals without breaking the bank. For today's episode, we'll be working with an underrated ingredient, tortillas. Now, before we start any of our recipes, make sure that you start by warming up your tortillas for about 15 seconds in the microwave. It doesn't have to be very long, we just want them to be warm enough so that you can fold them without having them break while you make your recipes. And now with that out of the way, let's get started. For this recipe, you'll need 1 flour tortilla, 2 eggs, a splash of milk, 2 to 3 pieces of bacon, 1 hash brown, and cheese of your choice. Start off by making your eggs. I cracked 2 into a bowl with a splash of milk before whisking it. Turn on your stove and melt some butter in a pan, throwing your eggs in as soon as the pan is hot enough to warm your hand if you hover it just above the pan and butter. Let your eggs set in the pan for about 10 to 15 seconds, then push in the edges to make your scrambled eggs. As soon as that's done cooking, put your eggs in the middle of your tortilla. After that, fry up your bacon to your liking. I prefer my bacon to be a bit crispier. Once that's cooked, put that on top of the eggs. Then take your hash brown patty and cook that in the leftover bacon grease in the pan. As soon as it's golden brown, put that on top of your egg and bacon. Layer your slice of cheese as the final filling and warm it up in the microwave for about 15 to 30 seconds to make sure your cheese melts quicker. Wrap up your burrito, cut it in half, and then it's ready to eat. So this is the first recipe done. It's just a quick breakfast burrito that's really easy to make, especially in the morning. You can honestly pop the hash brown, bacon, I wouldn't say the eggs, but you can put the hash brown and the bacon in the air fryer and it should be more than fully cooked. If you put it on at about 400 degrees for several minutes, just cook it to your liking and cook it to whatever the instructions on the bag says. But the eggs probably have to be on the pan. I've never tried cooking eggs in an air fryer, but I'm assuming it wouldn't turn out well. But yeah, other than that, this is a pretty good recipe for when you're on the go because you can whip it up really quickly and then you can run out the door with it because it's handheld. For our second recipe, you'll need 1 flour tortilla, mayo, lettuce, cherry tomatoes, 1 to 2 slices of cheese of your choice, 2 to 3 pieces of ham, and toothpicks. Make sure you wash your veggies before putting them into your wrap. Rinse them in cold water and remove any excess water by shaking it and also patting it down with paper towels if needed. Cut up your tomatoes, then take your warmed tortilla wrap and spread it with mayo. Place down your lettuce, layer your cheese, ham, and tomato. Roll the tortilla up tightly and cut it up into 1-inch thick pieces. To keep it from falling apart, put a toothpick through the middle. This recipe was probably one of the messiest of all the ones that I've had on Cost Cookers. It kind of broke apart while I was rolling them, but they're still decent enough. If you're just feeding yourself, it should be fine. I did forget to put the tomato, so don't forget to put all of your ingredients in. Make sure that you have everything in there. But with how it fell apart, maybe it wouldn't have fit the tomato anyway, but that's okay. I can just give the tomatoes to my producer, Abby. For our final recipe, you'll need 1 flour tortilla, 4 to 5 chicken nuggets, lettuce, 1 tomato, 1 red onion, fresh cilantro, shredded cheese of choice, and sauce of choice. Start off by preheating your oven or air fryer to 400 degrees and cooking your nuggets for about 13 minutes. While you do that, get started on making your pico de gallo. Dice some red onion, tomato, and finally chop up your cilantro. Put everything into a bowl and add just a sprinkle of salt and several splashes or squeezes of lime juice. Mix it to incorporate the salt and lime and check on your nuggets. Once they're done, take them out of your oven or air fryer and set them to the side. Then we can start filling the burrito. Start off with your warm tortilla, then your lettuce. Put a few scoops of pico de gallo on top of the lettuce and then layer your chicken nuggets. After that, put as much cheese as you like. Shredded would be better for this recipe, I just didn't have it on hand. Then top it off with some mayo and sriracha or any other sauce of your preference and wrap it up. If it's too difficult to wrap, use a toothpick towards the bottom to keep everything relatively in place. So this recipe was pretty easy to make. The hardest part about it was honestly folding the tortilla. Make sure that you don't overstuff with your filling because it might be harder to wrap up, but in that case you can always just use a toothpick or several toothpicks to keep everything in place. And honestly, if it comes to it, you can also just eat it kind of like a burrito bowl wrap. Rip up the tortilla, eat it with all your fillings, and it should be more than good to go. And there you go, tortillas in 3 different ways. I think these recipes are an awesome Kickstarter for showing you just how versatile they can be. Now that we're all wrapped up here, let's get back to the studio. Ingredient. You can stuff them with just about anything and meal prep if you need to. With that, go ahead and grab a quick snack. After the break, Gideon has a nostalgic dessert that will make you want to sing happy birthday to just about anyone.